by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Meteorologist Joe Hansel here. New day to new month. Happy Friday, May 1st. April in Charleston. Preliminary, potentially warmest April on record with a mean average temp of 62.8 degrees and records in Charleston since 1901. Likely lived through your hottest April on record. 58 for your high yesterday in Charleston, below average temps. We ended the month with well below average temps, average high 74. No rain this time after our heavy rain earlier this week in that severe weather. Waking up this morning out east, frost advisories to up to freeze warnings. A dry start, but late this morning in the afternoon, there is still a chance of a passing shower and a general thunderstorm. Not expecting anything strong or severe, but some northern areas of the state. A general thunderstorm is certainly possible later on today, and still some light to moderate measurable rain, favoring some of the higher terrain, some of the more measurable rain shots. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home, heating up in Orlando again, near 93. Charlotte, 71. Chicago, down to only like 46. Northern areas, from Panhandle to Panhandle, highs near 60, chance of a shower, and a slight chance of a thunderstorm, and still a potential of a shower and storm tonight, lows around the middle 30s. So still some coolness to the air here to start the month. Highs 50s and 60s out east, a chance of an afternoon shower and a passing thunderstorm. Lows mid-30s to low 40s in eastern areas this time tonight. From east to west across the state here, chance of a shower and a passing thunderstorm. Highs in the mid-60s and lows some middle 30s overnight. Down to the south, likely dry. There is a 30% chance of a shower and storm for spots like Charleston, high near 68. Dry tonight, be mindful of that chance of a shower. We dry out for the weekend, still some morning patchy frost, 64 on Sunday. Chances for showers and storms go up middle of next week, near 80 on Tuesday, 70 on Wednesday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Salango Law.
Made it to a Friday. Give yourself a pat on the back. That is an accomplishment in and of itself. Lots to get to. David H. McKinley will join us. We'll talk about the atmosphere in this West Virginia primary season. Stirewalt stops by and steam release. It's MetroNews Talkline. We're raring to go.
Do not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the MetroNews Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is MetroNews Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set line up link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Q Dave and TJ. You're on. MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Good morning. Welcome inside the Encova Insurance Studios. Dave Wilson of Morgantown. TJ Meadows is in Charleston. The rest of the crew ready to go. Sophia Wasik on the audio side of things this morning. We appreciate you listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state of West Virginia. Jake Link handles the video stream if you're watching on the MetroNews TV app, Facebook Live, or YouTube. As I mentioned, Stirewalt will join us second hour, steam release at 11:33 as always, and we'll talk to David H. McKinley, founder of the Mountaineer Freedom Alliance. He penned an op-ed actually last week discussing the atmosphere in the West Virginia primary, in particular the out-of-state dollars that have been flowing in for this primary election season. He'll join us bottom of the hour. John Walls will join us as well. West Virginia Wesleyan College, as the deadline for the West Virginia Scholar Program applications is looming. Lots to get to, but first we say good morning to TJ Meadows in the Charleston Bureau. Good morning, TJ Meadows.
Good morning, Dave Wilson. I was sitting last night. It was a brisk evening, in the 40s, 50s, whatever it was. It was enjoyable. And I was looking over the ballot, the sample ballot, trying to figure out what I was going to do. And it struck me. Sensei Kyle Wiggs came to mind. His quote, "Whoever is the first to act normal." So I looked at my ballot and I said, who is the most normal? And I then fell asleep and had a very pleasant evening. So thank you, Kyle Wiggs.
He's quite the philosophizer, if you listen in to what Kyle Wiggs has to say. I'll tell you this, TJ, I have spent probably more time on any other race that I've looked at. It's the judicial races, trying to dissect, even with our interviews and looking at those candidates. That's the ones that I've spent the most time contemplating, as I'll probably go early vote Monday or Tuesday ahead of the election. So I know a lot of you are out there in the same boat, and we will get into that a little bit later on. We got a potpourri segment, maybe. Later on, where we got a lot of things to touch on today, including a story over at WVMetroNews.com this morning. Residency questions about a state Senate candidate will be before a judge, or at least were scheduled to be before a judge. The residency of Mark Harmon, a Republican candidate in the district currently being represented by Senator Jay Taylor, is being challenged in court. Brad McElhinny is covering that story at WVMetroNews.com. He joins us today. Brad, good morning. Thanks for joining us. This was scheduled for a hearing today. What's the latest?
Yeah, talk about an early voting quagmire. People are going to the polls. This is a district that includes, it is a broad district. Preston County, Tucker, Grant, Hardy, Mineral, and part of Taylor County. So a huge swath of sort of north central West Virginia. Voting began, as you just mentioned, Wednesday, but there was going to be a hearing today before Judge Richard Lindsay in Kanawha County. Kanawha County, because technically it's the Secretary of State being sued. The Secretary of State is being asked to pull Mark Harmon off the ballot for residency eligibility questions. Certainly don't know the outcome, but that's the ask. The hearing was going to be this afternoon. It was swiftly scheduled and now has been delayed until Tuesday at 9 a.m. I mean, things are what they are, but think of the number of people in that broad district I just described who are going to go to the ballot and pick among several Republican candidates to potentially be the candidate for the Republicans come November. There is no doubt that Republican candidate Mark Harmon has deep Grant County roots, represented Grant County in the House of Delegates for multiple terms, many years. He says that his family established roots there in, before the state of West Virginia was even, the state we love. But his career took him to Charleston, and he established roots there. It's clear that he owned a home that was his primary residence in Charleston, had another home in North Carolina. But within the last year, October of last year, did some things to put down, to reestablish his roots in Petersburg. Leased an apartment, got a P.O. box, got his driver's license to reflect Petersburg residence. And I hope you got your whiteboard out. To his mind, that has established the 1 year of residency required in advance of the general election in November. But the question that's going before the court is, we got an election underway right now, the primary, and is he an eligible candidate for the primary election? And if not, what do you even do at this point? It's potentially a big mess. And Harmon, when I reached him on the phone yesterday, said it's really horrific. Said if they were going to bring this challenge, they should have done it in a much more timely fashion.
So that's my question. Help me make sense here. If I'm looking at this correctly, it was filed on April the 27th. Everything that is documented here talks about actions that were undertaken in October of 25. They talk about the use of a homestead tax exemption, tax records from Kanawha County. Fine, make your case. You have every right to make your case. But why wait until the 27th when you know early voting is going to start? I mean, in my mind, this has to go, right? I mean, you have to let him remain on the ballot, and then if you want to challenge it after the fact, maybe you can. But people are voting now. I mean, it's more minutia and more drama that just seems unneeded. I mean, why wait? I'm struggling here, Brad. Help me.
I can't help you. I don't know the answer. I think that Mr. Harmon had anticipated some sort of challenge, but had anticipated it in some more timely fashion. This potentially disenfranchises people who are going to the ballot today, yesterday, whatever. Maybe that's the intent. I don't know. I can't speculate what the reasoning was on the timing for filing the lawsuit. The lawsuit technically was filed by a voter from the district, and the lawsuit again is technically against the Secretary of State's office, saying that Harmon should be removed from the ballot. But the people affected are the candidate as well as the voters. The other thing I would say is this is an offshoot of the theme that we've been carrying out through our conversations. Mark Harmon is aligned with the Takubo faction of Senate candidates. Tom Takubo, people, largely endorsed by the Chamber of Commerce, is up against the incumbent, Jay Taylor. Taylor will tell you, as he told me, that he is on Team Randy Smith, who is the other on the flip side of that very district, but the Senate president. Takubo and Smith, of course, were rivals for that presidency, and Smith came out on top. But depending on the numbers that come out of this election, it could be potentially Takubo as the president upcoming. Could still be Smith upcoming, depending on which of their supporters win here. So this what I'm talking about is important in the sense of that balance as well. There's finally a third Republican running in this race. It's Mike Minniepenny, who is a former delegate and a former Democratic office holder in the House of Delegates, now running as a Republican.
I chuckle because if anybody would like to identify a rhino, let me say this, guys. One, this is one of my election pet peeves. You either live where you live or you don't. We see this every election cycle. In fact, we've seen this in Monongalia County in a House of Delegates race where a candidate was taken off of the ballot because he wasn't living where he said he was living. I think it was the 78th district, one of the Republican candidates they were trying to run in the 78th. So we've already seen this once this election. It's not new. Joe Manchin once tried to use his office as his domicile to run in a different House of Delegates district. That was back in the 80s. You live where you live. Either set up shop and live in a place and represent the district or don't. That's a pet peeve of mine. Secondly, to your point, TJ, somebody knew about this already. I don't believe that nobody just uncovered this new information in the last 3 days. Yes. Oh, my. Did you notice? Why drop it now? Why drop the timing? Well, that just, as Brad said, speaks to the kind of primary we're having this year in West Virginia. So that was more of a rant than anything else, guys, but if you would like to respond. It's just this kind of thing gets under my skin. It's not necessary. Go on, TJ. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm as just dumbfounded and look, the ballot should be locked at a certain point. Let the voters decide. If people have already cast their votes, they're disenfranchised now if you change this, as Brad pointed out. Lock the ballot. Let it move forward. If Harmon wins and someone wants to challenge it after the fact, fine. Challenge it after the fact. And if Harmon loses that challenge, pull him out of the seat, have a special election. But the ballot has to be locked at this point because otherwise you disenfranchise any voter who has already cast a ballot. It's really that simple.
You can read Brad's story over at WVMetroNews.com. Brad, we got another update in as the Greenbrier Resort turns. TRT Holdings is now responding to the allegations made by the justice attorneys earlier this week. What does TRT have to say, Brad?
Well, as with the election, you might have trouble seeing through all the mud that's flying through the air. But this was a specific response by TRT Holdings, owners of Omni Hotels and Resorts, essentially to say that the stuff that the justices had claimed the prior day was, choose your word, malarkey, nonsense, I went with hogwash. There are less polite terms that we can't say under FCC regulations. So they say broadly that the conspiracy that the justices have spelled out in their court filings and the press conference led by Steve Ruby, their main attorney, is much ado about nothing. And TRT says the main point is that the justices have debts that they have not paid down. They say that they have provided the wiring number to potentially pay down the $300 million or so in debts, and that the justices have not done it. I mean, who knows? There may be a disagreement about the amount owed. That seems likely to me, but nevertheless, that money has not been paid down for whatever reason or another. The other thing that I think West Virginians would be interested in knowing is the justices are making a case in Greenbrier County Court that this would be detrimental economically to the Greenbrier, to Greenbrier County, and to West Virginia's travel economy. Omni, through TRT, says that is just not the case. They say assertions regarding potential harm or loss of jobs to employees at the Greenbrier are completely false. That's in their statement. And they say, should White Sulphur Springs Holdings, that's their affiliate, become involved in the operation of the hotel, that entity would be fully committed to the employees, the vendor community, and all stakeholders in the Greenbrier Resort, including fair treatment, competitive compensation and benefits, and honoring all obligations, including contributions to employee benefit funds. So sort of a multi-pronged response. I think as a matter of fairness, you got to hear the response out. And as the former host of this program, Hoppy Kercheval, would say, lawyers clean up all details, or maybe in this case, the judges.
I still think get a deal done. This is getting ridiculous. Just get a deal done. And the average West Virginian, someone working at the resort, they don't care. They don't care. They just want to have a job. Get a deal done.
Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhinny. Read his work, as always, at WVMetroNews.com. Brad, I hope you have a relaxing afternoon today.
Oh, thanks. I guess I'll not be watching that court event, but maybe I'll watch something else.
Brad McElhinny. Appreciate it, Brad. Have a great weekend, buddy.
Bye. Thanks.
Coming up, the deadline is approaching for the West Virginia Scholar Program. We'll have the details next.
When it's your family, your kids, your home, your parenting time, you want somebody on the Court of Appeals who lives and breathes family law. Even if you don't win your case, you still should feel that you've been heard. I'm Jim Douglas. I'm a family court judge, and I'm asking you to put real family court experience on the Court of Appeals for your future.
Paid for by the Committee for Family Law Experience for ICA. Susan Shepard, Chair. Approach your retirement with confidence. With over 150 years of combined experience, the advisors of the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group provide advice and wealth management strategies to individuals, families, small businesses, professional offices, and institutions. With the Stike team, you'll have access to an advising team with extensive resources, a client-first mindset, and a passion for helping transform the lives of those we serve. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike today and join the team that's dedicated to your success.
Running a small business means wearing a lot of hats, and dealing with tech problems shouldn't be one of them. CityNet helps West Virginia businesses keep their technology running smoothly, from networks and computers to backup, security, and day-to-day support. Whether you don't have IT staff or you have a small team that could use extra help, CityNet can take care of the technology or work alongside your team to fill in the gaps. With proactive monitoring, fast local support, and solutions built on CityNet's fiber network, your business stays productive instead of reactive. Call us at 1-844-CityNet to get started.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
5, 3.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop.
I would imagine a group of you got together and watched the Mountaineers last night. What were your thoughts on that performance?
It was funny, we were sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another $1,000 on them tomorrow.
Sportsline on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Monday is the deadline to apply for the West Virginia Scholar Program. It's the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program, an opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College. Joining us on Metro News Talkline, Vice President of Enrollment Management at West Virginia Wesleyan, John Waltz. John, good to talk to you again, and hard to believe, but the application deadline is looming. Monday is the deadline to apply for this great opportunity. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we're encouraging students from all around the state, current juniors that'll be seniors next year, get that application done this weekend. There's plenty of time to get those things in, and then they'll have a little time after that to get their transcripts and other support documents in as well.
John, I always like to bring up the fact grades are important, but grades aren't everything. It's really a holistic view. Talk about that.
Yeah, these applications, we have excellent sponsors to this program, and they spend time along with us reviewing all the applications and reading these great essays about the way students want to impact West Virginia and about all the different things they're into, the arts, athletics, religious and spiritual life, all different things, community service, and really those are the separators for those students. So that tells the story.
This is the 19th annual Scholar Program, John. Some of the other students who have come through this program, how have they benefited from this opportunity?
Yeah, well, we've really seen students that that obviously win the prize and have a life-changing experience, and we see students that go through the application process or are finalists that find all these scholarships and the ability to go through the application process and learn that it's not challenging to be able to work through this to be able to access education and afford education, and so it really opens it up for everyone that is a part of the program.
Talk about the culture at Wesleyan, the small community feel, and students really becoming involved in the Wesleyan family.
Yeah, that's really it. We're a highly residential campus. Our students and faculty and staff really live in and around this community. And so we're all here kind of doing it together, and it makes for this really immersive experience where faculty and staff are involved in the everyday lives of these students who are also, again, all participating in so many things across our campus, whether they're esports, whether it's in our community service scholars program, across our many arts programs here at the school. And yeah, that is really a part of the hallmark of the Wesleyan education.
Talking to John Waltz, Vice President, Enrollment Management at West Virginia Wesleyan. So, John, let's go over the details just in case folks may not have caught all the details over the last month or so. Who can apply? How do they do it? What's the details?
Yeah, current high school juniors in the state of West Virginia that'll be seniors next year, they're the ones who can apply. They can go to wvmetronews.com. There's also a shortcut to wvscholar.com. Either way, they'll get to the application. That application is free. It's been redesigned this year to be even easier for students to complete, and they provide us a transcript. If they have test scores, they can provide them, but they're going to do that, and they're going to provide some essay response for our judges to be able to look through those things. And yeah, they have until Monday to get those things finished.
19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, Greer Industries, and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com, click the Apply Now button. Monday, May 3rd is the deadline to apply. John, we appreciate it. Hopefully you get a flood of more applications, and soon enough we'll be talking to you to award that scholarship later this summer.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Coming up, David H. McKinley will join us. He penned an op-ed and weighed in on all of the out-of-state money that has been rolling into West Virginia for this primary election season. We'll get his thoughts. Yours are welcome as well. 304-TALK, 304 is the text line. You can give us a call as well, 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It's 10:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Meteorologist Joe Hansel here. New day to new month. Happy Friday, May 1st. April in Charleston. Preliminary, potentially warmest April on record with a mean average temp of 62.8 degrees, and records in Charleston since 1901. Likely lived through your hottest April on record. 58 for your high yesterday in Charleston. Below average temps. We ended the month with well below average temps. Average high 74. No rain this time after our heavy rain earlier this week and that severe weather. Waking up this morning out east, frost advisories to up to freeze warnings. A dry start, but late this morning in the afternoon, there is still a chance of a passing shower and a general thunderstorm. Not expecting anything strong or severe, but some northern areas of the state. A general thunderstorm is certainly possible later on today, and still some light to moderate measurable rain, favoring some of the higher terrain, some of the more measurable rain shots. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home, heating up in Orlando again, near 93. Charlotte, 71. Chicago, down to only like 46. Northern areas, from Panhandle to Panhandle, highs near 60, chance of a shower, and a slight chance of a thunderstorm, and still a potential of a shower and storm tonight, lows around the middle 30s. So still some coolness to the air here to start the month. Highs 50s and 60s out east, a chance of an afternoon shower and a passing thunderstorm. Lows mid-30s to low 40s in eastern areas this time tonight. From east to west across the state here, chance of a shower and a passing thunderstorm. Highs in the mid-60s and lows some middle 30s overnight. Down to the south, likely dry. There is a 30% chance of a shower and storm for spots like Charleston, high near 68. Dry tonight, be mindful of that chance of a shower. We dry out for the weekend, still some morning patchy frost, 64 on Sunday. Chances for showers and storms go up middle of next week, near 80 on Tuesday, 70 on Wednesday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Salango Law.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's
a
great
point.
Join Tony Caridi, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
Kudos to Jeff Jenkins, because all of us had seen that name this morning and said, nope, not going to try it. Well done. That's why he's Jeff Jenkins.
That's why he's Jeff Jenkins. No, seriously, what did that take up on the call this morning? 5 minutes? We were trying, and we were all just like,
we were all trying to decipher it. We're like, just call him the new bishop. You can read more on that story over the website, wvmetronews.com this morning. Coming up, we'll take some of your calls. Text 304-TALK, 304 and 800-765-TALK. David H. McKinley, founder of the Mountaineer Freedom Alliance, penned an op-ed a little more than a week ago. I like to go to the end, and then we'll just go back to the beginning. He writes, pay close attention who is trying to buy this primary. Ask what they've done for West Virginia jobs, West Virginia families, and West Virginia's future, and reject any candidate who is working for them instead of you. David H. McKinley, a Wheeling native, founder of the Mountaineer Freedom Alliance, 8th generation West Virginian. He joins us on Metro News Talkline this morning. David, good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Of course. Good morning.
First of all, our condolences on the passing of your father, David McKinley, the former congressman. What would he think about watching this primary election season? Let's start there, if you don't mind.
Sure. Well, I think there are two fronts. On the one side, it's wonderful to see spirited contests, because when he first got involved in politics, I remember knocking on doors with him in the 80s. There weren't many Republicans on the ballot. It was a pretty tough place to be. So that it's on the one side, it's promising. On the other side, it's bewildering why so many outside influences have taken interest in the state of West Virginia. And of course, we know some of those same influences helped unseat him in 2022. I guess I scratch my head and ask, what's motivating them? I know what motivates me as a business owner and an 8th generation West Virginian. I know what drives my interest in West Virginia politics. What is motivating these outside interests?
Good question. Take a guess. What do you think? Why are they doing this? I mean, they have the money. You look at the money. It's huge.
It is.
Why are they spending it?
And speaking of money, I have not taken the time to go back to actually study the outside, we'll call it independent expenditures. I'm sorry, there's too many things going on in my head right now. On the one side, as you look at the major cycles, for example, congressional, senatorial, gubernatorial elections, huge, millions and millions of dollars have been spent in recent cycles. But in legislative races, this is like unprecedented, right? I mean, there's a couple $1 million of outside money that's already been spent this year. It's bewildering. I think it has a lot to do with testing some concepts in a relatively inexpensive market. West Virginia, you can use it as a test case, and then do they roll these strategies out elsewhere? And you just have to ask yourself, is this good for West Virginia, or is it good for a national strategy? And I'm struggling with it. I am all in for pro-jobs. How do we expand? How do we grow and diversify our economy? How do we create jobs that retain our best and brightest, and better yet, attract those from elsewhere around the country? And I've said several times, these last couple of legislative sessions don't seem to be focused on that. And the candidates these outside influences are supporting may be bringing us more of exactly what we've already seen. It's very troubling. I think we've got a real opportunity to make a difference. Sorry.
David H. McKinley, founder of the Mountaineer Freedom Alliance, joining us here on Metro News Talkline. David, with all the money coming from outside the state, you've got your group obviously inside the state. Is there enough to punch back from within West Virginia to come back and say, hey, well, wait a minute here. Here's what's really going on?
So in years past, I would say the answer was no. The reality is, let me start by saying I work really closely with the West Virginia Chamber. Our interests are so closely aligned. How do we, again, grow, diversify our economy, create jobs, attract businesses? The West Virginia Chamber had predominantly been taking the lead in this regard, and would raise hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, or every other year, I should say, to support candidates. This year, we've raised substantially more than that. And I think it's because of a really concerted effort. This is all we're doing in the Mountaineer Freedom Alliance, is to support candidates. So we have substantially more dollars than we have had in the past. And by the time it's all done, we'll be able to compare and contrast. but it's pretty tough. What again, a couple of $1 million already spent, and we're still 11 days out from Election Day. Could there be another couple $1 million spent? Boy, I sure hope not.
Some of the materials that are paid for by these PACs, and again, when you go look at where the money comes from, you're right, it's predominantly outside the state of West Virginia. Some, to be fair, is inside, but it's a small amount. When you look at the materials that they drop in the mailbox, some of them are what I would say are a bit overboard, and that's being friendly. I mean, some of them are, let's face it, a bit vile, a bit off-putting. I've talked to some of the candidates who benefit from those. No one really wants to stand up and call them out. And the line that we hear is, well, that's the PAC. They have the First Amendment. We're not aligned with them. They can say what they want to say. Do you buy that? Or in your mind, how much responsibility do these candidates who are benefiting and staying quiet, what kind of culpability do they have?
That's a great question, and one I would have trouble answering. And predominantly, first of all, the reason is that they can't coordinate. These are truly independent expenditures. They should not be coordinated with the candidates. So nobody's approving these expenditures. Could they denounce them? Yes. Yes, they could. But the reality is they know it's in their interest. It's just unfortunate. I'll speak to our own approach first. When we began our first rounds of campaigning, late March, early April, our direct mail pieces were predominantly focused on affordability, cost of utilities, and we'll just call it generally the cost of living. And it's unfortunate that things have they've deteriorated dramatically over the last few weeks, and we're doing our best to stay out of that. I'll be curious to see just how far things go over the next, 11 days.
David H. McKinley joining us, founder of the Mountaineer Freedom Alliance. David, this is not necessarily new. Maybe the amount of money coming in from outside the state is certainly new, but you pointed out in your op-ed, outside interest groups funding candidates, putting information out there, not necessarily new, but it's the messaging, and TJ touched on this just a moment ago, bordering on almost flat-out lies that you're seeing in campaign material being put out there this primary cycle.
I'm reluctant to call them lies, but boy, they do seem to be false.
Borderline, David.
Right? Yeah. I'll use a specific example. I've known. I live in the 1st Senatorial District. I've known Joe Eddy for 20 years. He's never held elected office. Certainly, he's not in favor of increasing costs, but he did suggest that the road bond would be a good thing to improve the transportation infrastructure of the state of West Virginia. He's being beaten over the head with stories about how he supported increased taxes and DMV fees, et cetera. It just baffles me. It just
hang on. Sorry, TJ. That is where they're getting the idea that Joe Eddy supports higher taxes? The road bond that was overwhelmingly approved by voters in West Virginia?
I believe that is the case. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
How do things get spun?
I had no idea that Joe Eddy played softball or baseball with Pelosi and Joe Biden. I mean, that was one, right? He got hit with that one too, did he not?
Did you love that? That was something else too. But that same piece is being distributed throughout the state. My guess is he's the only. I'll use him specifically. My guess is he's the only one that has had a photo taken with Donald Trump in the Oval Office. I mean, come on now.
That's interesting.
He's not on the other team.
That's interesting because we talk about this team thing, and I think it's fair to bring up because the supposition is they're with the other team. Donald Trump hasn't weighed in on any of these elections. Tom Takuba made the point a couple days ago, I think it was, Dave, we had him on. It
was actually just yesterday.
Just yesterday? Oh, geez. Okay. He made the point that the only person that Trump has really endorsed in this state for this upcoming cycle is Shelley Moore Capito. And then it begs the question, what is Shelley Moore Capito endorsing? So this idea, when we hear these ads, I want your take on this. I'm on Team Trump. I align with Trump, all these kinds of things. How should voters think about that?
It's an excellent point you just raised. I will go a step further. I have heard. I'm almost reluctant to say because I've not spoken to Mike Stewart directly, but it's my understanding that Mike Stewart has recently endorsed Tom Takubo, a member of the Trump administration. Is that another perception of an endorsement? I don't know. I'm thankful that Shelley has gotten as involved as she has. She, of course, is a formidable influence in the state of West Virginia and highly regarded, likely to win her primary with an overwhelming victory. Will her endorsements be enough to support these candidates? We'll see.
David H. McKinley joining us here on Metro News Talkline. David, we're obviously entrenched in this day-to-day with what we do. Our audience, the folks listening right now, they're among some of the most well-educated voters out there, or they wouldn't be listening to this program, right? You wouldn't be interested in a news talk political show if you weren't interested in wanting to get information. But for the average voter who's going to, kids got to get to soccer practice, and you got band practice, and they have field trip on Tuesday, and you got to mow the grass, and this and that and the other, how do they find the information? The true information to help them go to the polls on May 12th or through early voting to make a good decision, whoever they vote for, I don't care, but to make a good informed decision with all of this information, misinformation, half-truths floating out there in this primary season.
Sure. These are legislative races. People live within just a few miles of each of the voters live within just a few miles of each of these candidates. They very likely know them personally. Whether it's Tom Takubo in Charleston, or Joe Eddy in Wheeling, or Bob Fehrenbacher in Parkersburg, or Vince Deed in Greenbrier Valley, whoever it is, these are highly contested races. People know them. Make your own judgment. Ask your friends, what do you know about these people? I think that these are folks that have been proven in their community, committed to doing good things. It's a shame that ads have been spun in such a way to cast shadows on them. I think we just need to trust our judgment. Like, talk to our friends. Think about the experiences you've personally had with them. Then make a judgment.
David H. McKinley is the founder of Mountaineer Freedom Alliance, 8th generation West Virginian. Thanks for joining us on the program this morning. The op-ed is also out there floating around online. Various publications ran it. You can read it out there. David, thank you so much. We'll see what happens in the next week or so.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. Your thoughts coming up at 304-TALK-304. That is the text line, 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. CityNet. You've heard the buzz about CityNet Fiber expanding across West Virginia. Now you can check your address, choose the plan that fits your needs, and even pick your preferred installation window. Visit citynet.net. Remember, CityNet connects, protects, and perfects. More Metro News Talkline right after this.
Everywhere you look, people are supporting Shelley Moore Capito for Senate. President Trump has endorsed her. So has West Virginians for Life. The National Shooting Sports Foundation named her Legislator of the Year. And she's backed by workers, small business owners, and Republicans across the Mountain State. Now it's your turn. Vote early through May 9th or on Election Day, May 12th.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
If asthma or COPD is slowing you down, take control of your lungs. The WVU Medicine Obstructive Lung Disease Program takes a proactive approach with advanced testing, personalized treatment plans, and board-certified specialists focused on keeping you out of the hospital and helping you live life fully. From innovative diagnostics to cutting-edge therapies, we help you breathe better every day. Call 855-WVU-CARE. or visit wvumedicine.org.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
The rule of law protects our communities. Integrity protects our values. Conservative Justice Gerald Titus spent his career fighting for both. As a prosecutor, Titus took on criminals and traffickers. Now, as a justice, he applies the law as written, fairly and independently. Endorsed by law enforcement, he stands with those who protect and serve. Because when courts uphold the law, criminals are held accountable and communities are safer. For Justice Titus, it's personal.
I'm Justice Gerald Titus. I spent my career upholding the rule of law. I was born here, raised here, and now my wife and I are raising our family in West Virginia. We need judges who are fair and apply the law as written and protect the rights of all our citizens.
Vote to keep conservative Justice Gerald Titus on the West Virginia Supreme Court. Vote early or on May 12th. Paid for by Titus for Supreme Court.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The W Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
The region's largest restoration firm, responding from 5 locations. When disaster strikes your home or business, call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Texter wants to know, how would a voter go about learning which candidates accepted PAC dollars? The short answer, govotewv.com. That's the Secretary of State's website. We have a very transparent campaign finance reporting system. You can see who's raised what, who's spent it, how they spent it, and where they've spent it. In fact, you can waste a good 2 hours perusing that website if you are a nerd enough, which we all are here. But That's the short answer, to go find the direct information, unfiltered, no narrative, to see where money's being spent.
There's some great reporting out there, too, from folks that are typically on this show. Stephen Allen Adams, Brad McElhinny, Amelia Nicely. Because you have to look at what the PAC spends as well. You have to look at their expenditure report. Because David's right. They don't check this stuff with a candidate. They're not allowed to by law. They spend what they spend. So they have to, in the report, very clearly list the money they spend. Is it in opposition of someone or in support of someone? That will tell you everything you need to know.
And it's all there. Again, great reporting, like you said, Steve, Amelia, Brad. Also, if you want to see the unfiltered, you want to see the information firsthand, it is all there on the Secretary of State's website. Hope that helps a little bit. 304-TALK, 304, the text line, 800-765-TALK, the phone number. Got $10? Then you're off to then you've got a shot at $50,000. Grab a new scratch-off Lions Share, where your ticket could be a big-time winner. And watch for that 5 times multiplier, because your prize could be 5 times sweeter. Get your chance to win the Lion's Share of the prize today at West Virginia Lottery Retailer. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Back in a moment.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top. Locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Right now, America is hungry for energy, more power, more reliability, and more security. So here's a question worth asking. Why not coal? And why not now? West Virginia sits on one of the most abundant energy resources in the world. Generations of miners, proven infrastructure, and coal-fired power plants already delivering dependable, around-the-clock electricity. At a time when demand is surging and reliability matters more than ever, coal isn't a question mark, it's a solution. Today, there's robust support in West Virginia and Washington to strengthen American energy independence using the resources we already have. So again, we ask, why not coal? And why not now? Because when it comes to powering our homes, our hospitals, our economy, and new opportunities, West Virginia Coal is ready. A message from the Friends of Coal, powering America today and tomorrow.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
.com.
Oh, by the way, The longest partial government shutdown in history is over. Did you even know it was still going on? The DHS funding bill through. Trump signed it. It's over. And what did we achieve, TJ?
Nada. Nada.
76 days, TSA delays, couldn't get through an airport, and all that for what?
God bless them. I'd have walked off the job. I'm not working if I don't get paid. You know, those are servants. Those are servant leaders, those people. And we should sing their praises. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
They're paying you? I get a parking spot.
Well,
I got to check my contract.
You're a tax and spend piker. You probably supported the road bond like I did. We're both tax and spend pikers. Ridiculous.
Coming up, top of the hour. It definitely feels like a Friday, doesn't it? Chris Stirewalt going to join us coming up top of the hour. And then 11:33, it is Steam Release, your chance to vent, get it all off your chest before we head into the weekend. Go get yourself a cold cafe latte and a donut. Come on back for the second hour of MetroNews Talkline. This is Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Meteorologist Joe Hansel here. New day to new month. Happy Friday, May 1st. April in Charleston. Preliminary, potentially warmest April on record with a mean average temp of 62.8 degrees and records in Charleston since 1901. Likely lived through your hottest April on record. 58 for your high yesterday in Charleston. Below average temps. We ended the month with well below average temps. Average high 74. No rain this time after our heavy rain earlier this week in that severe weather. Waking up this morning out east. Frost advisories to up to freeze warnings. A dry start, but late this morning in the afternoon, there is still a chance of a passing shower and a general thunderstorm. Not expecting anything strong or severe, but some northern areas of the state. A general thunderstorm is certainly possible later on today, and still some light to moderate measurable rain, favoring some of the higher terrain, some of the more measurable rain shots. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home, heating up in Orlando again, near 93. Charlotte, 71. Chicago, down to only like 46. Northern areas from Panhandle to Panhandle, highs near 60, chance of a shower, and a slight chance of a thunderstorm, and still a potential of a shower and storm tonight, lows around the middle 30s. So still some coolness to the air here to start the month. Highs 50s and 60s out east, a chance of an afternoon shower and a passing thunderstorm. Lows mid-30s to low 40s in eastern areas this time tonight. From east to west across the state here, chance of a shower and a passing thunderstorm, highs in the mid-60s, and lows some middle 30s overnight. Down to the south, likely dry. There is a 30% chance of a shower and storm for spots like Charleston, high near 68. Dry tonight, be mindful of that chance of a shower. We dry out for the weekend, still some morning patchy frost, 64 on Sunday. Chances for showers and storms go up middle of next week, near 80 on Tuesday, 70 on Wednesday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Salango Law.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Second hour of MetroNews Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios. Phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. You can text the show at 304-TALK-304. Thanks for listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state of West Virginia. Thanks for watching on the Metro News television app, Facebook Live, YouTube as well. Steam release coming up bottom of the hour. Your chance to vent, get it all off your chest, and you'll have a better weekend because of it. Jake Link, our video producer, Sophia Wasik handling the audio and the phones, and of course TJ Meadows down in Charleston in the Charleston Encova Insurance Studios. Good morning, TJ.
Good morning, kids. If you're listening in, don't go to work for the federal government unless you want your emergency fund to be drained every 6 months to every year and a half. That's what you should know. And nothing will be accomplished except you will give the government your services for free, and they will not pay you interest on those dollars when they finally do pay you. That is the moral to take away.
With that, let's bring Chris Stirewalt into the conversation, politics editor for The Hill and NewsNation, host of The Hill Sunday on NewsNation, senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute. Morning, Chris.
You're a cheerful couple of fellas today. Have a better weekend by calling and ranting, vent your splenetic rant, and don't go into public service. You guys, this is my job. You're doing my job today. I'm supposed to be the wet blanket here.
We got a lot of stuff I want to get to you with today, but DHS funding, what did we accomplish over the last 76 days?
Well, what we accomplished was the primary calendar marches on. And next week we'll have more primaries. And the week after that we'll have more. We'll have one fewer. Louisiana won't take place. But the primary calendar marches on. And every week of primaries that are concluded, it becomes more possible for lawmakers to do what they think is right. and to do their jobs. So I guess in the end, nothing was accomplished. What was accomplished on Department of Homeland Security was that Democrats did not have to vote to fund ICE and Border Patrol, and were able to vote for other popular functions of the monstrous Frankenstein agency that is the ill-conceived and poorly executed Department of Homeland Security, the Coast Guard and the Secret Service and whatever else. They didn't have to vote for it, and they didn't have to vote for it knowing that it would be funded, because the Republicans were going to use a procedural trick called budget reconciliation, in which they would fund it and push that through that way. For not a year, in the end, DHS or ICE and Border Patrol will be funded more and for longer than would have taken place if they would have fought about it. If they would have fought about it in the regular fashion.
I sincerely believe the government should have to pay interest on that for not paying those people. If I don't pay my taxes, I get hit with a penalty.
Well, I mean, yes, but there are trade-offs that we have always made about government work. And I stand at the front of the pack in saying that we have to stop denigrating public service. Trashing people who go into public service is a good way to get trashy people in public service. But there are trade-offs that we make. You get civil service protections that people in the private sector do not have. You get a pension program that is unlike what people in the private sector have. There's a level of job security, or there was, a level of job security and a level of employee protection that people in the private sector don't typically get. And the trade-off for that is, and also, this is unfair, but you don't face, this isn't unfair, but it is mean. You don't meet the same standards for productiveness that you face in the private sector, right? The phrase "close enough for government work" did not just appear out of nowhere. It did not. Those employee protections afford government employees the chance to, we believe, have a more humane work-life balance. So those are the trade-offs that they're getting. Yes, it is true that you might be subject to a government shutdown. You will get paid in the end. You won't get interest, but you will get paid at the end. And I think government shutdowns are stupid, and they end up costing taxpayers more money because all the back pay gets paid and the upkeep and maintenance and regular things go to the side. So they're just stupid costs related to the political stunt of a government shutdown, and it's a bad bargain for taxpayers, and it's bad for everybody. But I don't know. I'm not exercised about it. I'm not there with you.
He's Chris Stirewalt, politics editor for The Hill and NewsNation. Chris, I won't ask you to recount the harrowing experience of getting home before 10 o'clock Saturday night. However,
Jeez Louise.
What was your takeaway from everything that has happened and the reaction to everything that has happened over the last week with the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
You listen to some of these people. Are you familiar with the political commentator Triumph, the insult comic dog?
Oh, yes, of course.
The great Triumph, who Robert Smigel's character, who was at the Correspondents' Dinner, and he appeared later wearing a gold medal that said hero. I shouldn't be so this way, but I don't work in a coal mine. I don't work in 40-inch coal, rolling around in a man trip with methane pumping out. I don't work as a police officer patrolling violent streets. I don't work as an emergency room nurse where drug-crazed lunatics are liable to try to stab me for trying to save their lives. I'm not a special needs teacher. All of these people in America the children in our schools, in public schools, do active shooter drills on the regular. For for the members of the Washington press corps to pretend like because a guy with a frankly idiotic plan to commit a mass murder got within 60 feet of the doors is a lot, right? It's a lot. It's one of the reasons that the Washington's disconnection from real life and the idea of Washington as the Emerald City, this place in a bubble. You know, you saw the people doing trying to do selfie live streams out of the dinner and all of the stuff, and it's just trash. It's a real bummer because it reflects the disconnect between people here and real life in America.
President Trump's approval ratings are at their worst ever. Tell us why and tell us what he does to fix it, if anything at all.
Well, according to The Atlantic, he doesn't care whether they get fixed or not, because he is in a Hegelian plane of being in which he is thinking about his place as a world historical figure. And it doesn't, these short-term vicissitudes don't matter. I think that's probably some stuff people say. I think he probably says that. But I think also that when it gets down to, nobody wants to be this unpopular, right? The president is you have to go back into the fall of 2008 as global financial markets were imploding and people's 401ks were getting wiped out to find presidential approval lower than this. This is lower than Joe Biden when his party was trying to force him out of the election. It's very bad. And the why, it's what do they say on the internet? Waves hands, all of this. It's all of this. It's the corruption. It's the incompetence. It's all of those things that add to the last time Donald Trump had numbers almost this low were at the end of his first year in office. And it was the chaos and the crisis and the child separation, family separation policy. It was the cumulative backlash to the too muchness of all of it. And the difference between then and now is then as I have said before, Donald Trump is like the children of Israel. He will wander until the fear of God is returned to him, and then he can be led to the promised land. And that's what happened to Trump in the first term, was that things got desperate and bad. This is post Charlottesville and post blah 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 blah. He was doing a self-government shutdown. That was the first auto shutdown that I'm aware of, and things were chaotic and bad and people were upset. And then he became willing to be willing, and he changed the approach and he changed who he was listening to. He got rid of some people in the administration and things turned around. I don't know that he wants to do that this time. I don't know that he is willing to be willing.
Talking to Chris Stirewalt, politics editor of The Hill and NewsNation. Chris, obviously we got our primary coming up about a week from now, a little more than a week from now. We've been talking about all the outside money coming in. It's kind of it's a very brutal primary within the Republican Party. And I stumbled across an article you wrote 4 years ago this morning, but I thought It pretty much summed up what the primary election is here in West Virginia. The party's still very much arranged around the idea of motivation over persuasion. If you see the campaign materials that are floating out there, nobody's trying to persuade you that this economic development idea is better than that one. It's trying to motivate somebody, I'm not sure who exactly, Chris, but somebody to get to the polls. That's about all they're trying to do at this point.
Well, I mean, West Virginia having no Democratic Party, it certainly increases the value of the Republican primary, right? And I don't know what's cooking. I don't know what the hot rate. I apologize for not knowing what the hot races are in West Virginia this year. But, when you have a one-party system, there are a lot of people who in West Virginia back in the day were registered Democrats only so that they could have consequential primary votes because the general elections were not competitive. So what happens when you have a state as lopsided as West Virginia is, even if you are a left-leaning person, there's a lot of incentive to participate in the primary. So it just makes the primary fights tend to be more personal, more vicious than general election fights, because you're typically not fighting over ideology. You're fighting over character. You're fighting over personal qualities rather than the ideas, even more so than in the general election. And so that's another consequence of living in a one-party state.
Going to watch the Derby this weekend? Got a horse?
Should I? Well, you tell me. What help me sound smart. Who should I be picking?
I mean, Renegade's paying off on the post at 4-1. If you want to really go out there and make some money, it looks like you could go for Great White at 50-1. Litmus Test, which I think is a great name, 30-1.
That's a good name.
And Torpedo is 50-1. So Happy, 15-1. So I just like to watch the ponies. I don't really bet on it.
So we have two horses, one named after a Styx song, Renegade, and the other named after, and then the one named after the band Great White. I think for 80s music enthusiasts, I think this is a great Derby. This is a fantastic
I just found
Derby.
my pony. I just found my pony, guys.
What?
Emerging Market.
Ah, there you go. There you go. My own Kalshi. You're full of Kalshi.
Yeah, something. I'm full of something.
Chris Stirewalt, he's politics editor of The Hill and NewsNation, host of The Hill Sunday on NewsNation, senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, best-selling author as well. Chris, always a pleasure, and glad you survived the harrowing experience.
Oh, here we are. I'm the hero. Have a great weekend, guys.
You too, Chris. Appreciate it, buddy. Chris Stirewalt. It's coming up. We'll get to some of your calls, texts, tweets. 800-765-TALKS. The phone number 304-TALK. 304 is the text line. More Talk Line from the Cove Insurance Studios in a moment.
Everywhere you look, people are supporting Shelley Moore Capito for Senate. President Trump has endorsed her. So has West Virginians for Life. The National Shooting Sports Foundation named her Legislator of the Year. And she's backed by workers, small business owners, and Republicans across the Mountain State. Now it's your turn. Vote early through May 9th or on Election Day, May 12th.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
Welcome back, class of 2011. Most likely to be a millionaire, didn't quite make it. Hey, reunion's not over yet.
Over here, millionaire, smile.
Make room, people.
Who is that?
Congratulations to our very own Millionaire for Life.
Never too late, man.
You could win up to $1 million every year with Millionaire for Life. Play in store or online today. West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, The same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All-new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All-new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
.304 Talk 304, the text line. At WVU Medicine, our board-certified general surgeons perform more than 2,500 procedures a year. They use advanced, minimally invasive techniques and robotic-assisted technology to reduce recovery time and improve outcomes. From complex procedures to routine care, we're leading the way with precision and expertise right here in West Virginia. Call 855-WVU-CARE or visit wvumedicine.org. 304 Talk 304 is the text line, 800-765-8255, the phone number. TJ, this story is under the file of you can laugh about it after the fact. So let me do the setup here. This is from the Montague County Sheriff's Department this morning. At approximately 7:45 a.m., Mountaineer Middle School was placed on a code yellow status as a precautionary measure. The action taken after reports of an individual carrying a visible weapon while walking in the general direction of the school campus. Deputies from the Montague County Sheriff's Office responded immediately to the area and located the individual in question. After a brief investigation, it was determined that the individual was a hunter returning to his residence after a morning turkey hunt. The investigation confirmed the individual was never close to the school grounds. No point were any students in danger. Mountaineer Middle School since resumed normal procedures. Can you imagine being the poor fella just walking out of the woods, went out for a little morning turkey hunt, maybe tried to squeeze in a little hunt before going to work, and the next thing you know, swarm. Yeah. And you're trying to answer questions about, what? I just was out calling turkeys, guys.
Yeah. I regret deeply that happened to that person. However, I will say, in this day and time, see something, say something. And I'm sure that individual probably, if I had to guess, would feel the same way. See something, say something. So, it's sad that that's the world we live in, but that's where we are.
The Sheriff's Office did thank the administration for their quick action and vigilance in reporting the suspicious activity. Careful where you're turkey hunting. Let me see. 304 Talk 304 is the text line, 800-765-8255. All right, anything else we needed to mention today? We got the Derby. We got the DHS funding. Greyhound racing. We'll probably get into this Monday, TJ, but we were talking about this in the pre-show meeting this morning. A farm bill that got through the House and is now over with the U.S. Senate could end greyhound racing, and that would certainly impact West Virginia because we're the only place left where there's greyhound racing even going on, Northern Panhandle and Eastern Panhandle.
I need to consult with an attorney, but I thought in order to have a casino outside of the Greenbrier, which is a different legal mechanism, legislation was passed, I think you have to have a racetrack to have a casino because they called them racinos, recall? So if this passes and the feds say that you can't have greyhounds anymore, what do you do?
Change the law.
Change the law? I got to look into it and understand it. But
if that is, in fact, I was always under the impression, and this is dangerous because now we're going off the top of our head, but what fun. That had more to do with guaranteeing that those racetracks were there.
Okay.
because, the company come in, public perception, whatever reason, that was always my understanding. I could be very wrong about that, though, TJ. So
it could be one way or the other, but this is going to hurt a lot of people, I think, in Wheeling. I was looking at some of the commentary, and a lot of people up there very concerned about this.
It still has to go through the Senate, so a long way to go to get done, but certainly people are keeping an eye on that up in the Wheeling area. And the other one's in Eastern Panhandle, right? Is that where the other dog track is?
No, down here.
Oh, it's Cross Lanes. You're right. I'm sorry.
I believe. I haven't been up there in a while. I think they still have greyhounds, I think.
304 Talk. 304 is the text line. I know they run them up in and look, this has come up before. In fact, there was a candidate in Montague County who ran trying to get greyhound racing. The dogs are treated actually very, very good. If you know where the facility is where they actually house those greyhounds up, I think it's near Follansbee, Wellsburg, somewhere in that area. They're actually treated really well. They're treated very well, kind of like professional athletes, as a matter of fact.
Don't know anything about it. Someone raised this point on Facebook. Weekend at the Kentucky Derby. How's it any different? Running a horse, running a dog. How's it any different? I don't have a good answer. I don't know. Do you? I don't know.
No, just a bunch of smart aleck comments. That's the only thing that's coming to mind right now, TJ. That's all. All right, we're done. Steam Release is coming up next. 304 Talk, 304 and 800-765 Talk. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, not excuses.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Meteorologist Joe Hansel here. New day to new month. Happy Friday, May 1st. April in Charleston. Preliminary, potentially warmest April on record with a mean average temp of 62.8 degrees and records in Charleston since 1901. Likely lived through your hottest April on record. 58 for your high yesterday in Charleston. Below average temps. We ended the month with well below average temps. Average high 74. No rain this time after our heavy rain earlier this week in that severe weather. Waking up this morning out east. Frost advisories to up to freeze warnings. A dry start, but late this morning in the afternoon, there is still a chance of a passing shower and a general thunderstorm. Not expecting anything strong or severe, but some northern areas of the state. A general thunderstorm is certainly possible later on today, and still some light to moderate measurable rain, favoring some of the higher terrain, some of the more measurable rain shots. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home, heating up in Orlando again, near 93. Charlotte 71, Chicago down to only like 46. Northern areas from Panhandle to Panhandle, highs near 60, chance of a shower and a slight chance of a thunderstorm, and still a potential of a shower and storm tonight, lows around the middle 30s. So still some coolness to the air here to start the month. Highs 50s and 60s out east, a chance of an afternoon shower and a passing thunderstorm. Lows mid 30s to low 40s in eastern areas this time tonight. From east to west across the state here, chance of a shower and a passing thunderstorm, highs in the mid-60s, and lows some middle 30s overnight. Down to the south, likely dry. There is a 30% chance of a shower and storm for spots like Charleston, high near 68. Dry tonight, be mindful of that chance of a shower. We dry out for the weekend, still some morning patchy frost, 64 on Sunday. Chances for showers and storms go up middle of next week, near 80 on Tuesday, 70 on Wednesday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's
a
great
point.
Join Tony Caridi, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
If you haven't noticed, this is very much a Friday feeling type of show today. So let's turn it over to you. As El Rushbo used to say, it's the biggest risk in broadcasting.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Yes, it's time for Steam Release, your chance to vent and head into the weekend unfettered. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That is the phone number to release your Steam. You can also text your Steam to 304-TALK-304. We have just a couple of rules. Really, they're just guidelines, but we try to follow them. Number one, the hosts may not respond. You can steam about whatever it is you want to steam about. The segment is completely yours. That includes the host, past host, future host. You can steam, and we must allow you to do that without any sort of harassment. Also, we ask you, please do not get us fired or sued. Those things go hand in hand. We do like what we do for a living, so please steam about whatever you want. We won't bother you. Don't get us sued. Other than that, the segment is all yours. 800-765-TALK. 800-765-8255. That's the old-fashioned way and still our favorite way for you to release your Steam. You can also text to 304-TALK-304. Let's begin with George on the phones. George, you're batting leadoff. What's your Steam, buddy?
On Fridays, the Charleston paper puts in a feature that's actually from WVU in Morgantown, but they send it to Charleston and various places. But it's a little newspaper type of thing that's got a pet of the week. And it's not all dogs. It sometimes shows a cat every once in a while, which is actually something that I think the corresponding people in Charleston might learn from.
George, have a great weekend. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. Text your Steam, 304-TALK-304. Are you prepared for the text teams, Mr. Meadows?
Ready to go, sir.
Let's go.
Dave and TJ, if they talking about those filing a lawsuit, would have filed suit in October, then they would have a ruling by now. Maybe they want doubt in the voters on who is the lesser evil of the two candidates. 304-TALK-304. I still insist the rhinos today would have been the dinos 20 years ago. The Democrats then would not be the same as, say, Ken Hecklers. The Republicans today are not the same as Donna Boley. Texter simply says, Happy Batman Day, Dave.
All right.
304-TALK-304. Definitely the worst primary I've ever seen. I'm in Greenbrier County, and ads on TV and flyers in the mail are the most slanderous I've seen supporting the Abigail Spanberger and Shifty Shift of Greenbrier County, says the texter. Steam release, good morning. Key words Chris Stirewalt used to describe Donald J. Trump and his poor ratings, quote, corruption and incompetence. Thankfully, there are still folks around like Chris who believe truth still matters. I'm not getting involved in a lawsuit, although we try every week. Steam, 8647. Is that really all you have? Start over, find some semblance of truth rather than looking ludicrous. Somehow, says the texter, we forget the $1.2 million they spent to try and reelect Maroney, or the awful campaign they did against Rucker. Short memory, says the texter. Someone calling you out. Dave, smart aleck comments like, quote, don't be a horses, you know what. Let's see. Table games and dog races are coupled, according to this texter. There was an effort to decouple a few years ago, but it failed because lawmakers wanted to continue to give $13 million or so to subsidize the Greyhounds. I worked at Mardi Gras at the time, so I got familiar with it. And talk about an economic opportunity. Decouple dogs from table games. Let other casino hotel operators build new facilities. Tourism dollars will roll in. This war is costing $1 to $2 billion a day. Don't want to hear MAGA whining about the debt anymore. Why aren't these evangelical Republicans against casinos and alcohol being sold on Sundays? Every benefit that a worker has today, don't forget to thank a union member and a Democrat, according to this texter. Hand out the stupid sign. World War XI. Happy May Day, West Virginia. The weekend is here. I cast my first vote in 1975. Have never voted for a Democrat. How can anyone in West Virginia vote for a Democrat?
304-TALK, 304. That's the text line. You can always give us a call, 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255 to release your steam heading into the first weekend in May. It is soon enough going to be time to hit the lakes, the water, out on the rivers. Doesn't feel like it this weekend, but it's going to warm up and it'll be time to get out and enjoy a brand new, beautiful pontoon or fishing boat. Well, why not go ahead and check out the great deals at LouEndelMarineSales.com. Get ready for boat weather by checking out the full inventory at LouEndelMarineSales.com. Lou Endel Marine Sales. We sell family fun. 800-765-TALK, the phone number, 800-765-8255. Text your steam to 304-TALK, 304. Steam release rolls on. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
When it's your family, your kids, your home, your parenting time, you want somebody on the Court of Appeals who lives and breathes family law. Even if you don't win your case, you still should feel that you've been heard. I'm Jim Douglas. I'm a family court judge, and I'm asking you to put real family court experience on the Court of Appeals for your future.
Paid for by the Committee for Family Law Experience for ICA. Susan Shepard, Chair.
Right now, America is hungry for energy, more power, more reliability, and more security. So here's a question worth asking. Why not coal? And why not now? West Virginia sits on one of the most abundant energy resources in the world. Generations of miners, proven infrastructure, and coal-fired power plants already delivering dependable, around-the-clock electricity. At a time when demand is surging and reliability matters more than ever, coal isn't a question mark, it's a solution. Today, there's robust support in West Virginia and Washington to strengthen American energy independence using the resources we already have. So again, we ask, why not coal? And why not now? Because when it comes to powering our homes, our hospitals, our economy, and new opportunities, West Virginia Coal is ready. A message from the Friends of Coal, powering America today and tomorrow.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Steam release continues. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That's the phone number to release your Steam. You can always text your Steam to 304-TALK-304. Let's go back to the phones and get an update from the Northern Outpost. Hey, Bill.
Hey, guys. Hey, TJ. I spent last week down in North Myrtle Beach. I had my golf clubs with me.
How'd you do?
It.
Good.
I did well. I met a lot of people, including a couple of retired state troopers from West Virginia, and had a good laugh. Anyway, so the political arena is full force in West Virginia. We have TJ on the common sense side, and we have Chris Stirewalt on the political sense side. You see, TJ, a couple of weeks ago, I don't remember exactly when, you made several commentaries about social media and your commentaries about the flyers, about the election. And then Chris Stirewalt comes on and describes the events at the correspondence dinner in Washington, D.C., and everybody's taking selfies, getting ready for maybe their podcast or something. TJ, in this political arena right now in West Virginia, I think you're ahead. You're sort of like a horse race, and you're just a little bit behind in name recognition, but you're going to catch up come Derby time. I believe that. Come May 12th, TJ is going to be ahead on common sense and versus political sense. I believe that, TJ. I do.
Bill, always appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
See ya.
Absolutely. Let's go to Rob. Hey, Rob, what's your Steam?
Hey, good morning. I just want to make a comment. This Dr. Brad Smith of Marshall University, the new president, is doing, I think, one of the most fantastic jobs of any president, probably all the way back to Dr. Smith, which he had limited funds. This guy has brought big corporations in to finance things. They're doing this new cyber thing at Marshall, the only one in any college across the country. I went to Marshall back in 69, 70, 71 when they had that devastating plane crash, knew a lot of players, and my dad dealt with a lot of the fans that was on that plane, and Marshall has really come a long way since then. National football championships, basketball. I just want to congratulate Brad Smith and what a fantastic job he's doing, and I hope he stays here for a while. Thank you.
You are welcome, Rob. Have a nice weekend. Greg in Ona. Hey, Greg, what's your Steam?
Hey, had a great conversation with a guy at a gas station the other day. He looked at the gas pumps, and we just kind of laughed at each other, and he goes, I don't understand how come gas costs so much if we have so much, if we own so much. Little hint for everybody, we don't own anything. If my name is John Doe, and I happen to have 1,000 acres in West Texas, and I got oil coming on the ground, I'm the happiest guy in the world that oil is $110 a barrel. This is a great lesson is why we can't be an isolationist country and we can't be a bully. And always remember, 8647. Thanks.
Greg, we appreciate it. Have a great weekend. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. Let's get some more text teams in, TJ.
Texter says, Dave, Ethan is a clattering collection of colliginous clutter. Nice choice of diction there. No Steam today. Just wanted to let you all know that the second race of the season at West Virginia Motor Speedway is this Sunday. Gates open at 1. Well, there you go. No, I'm not comfortable with that. Sorry. So sad to be in a country with a leader that should be in prison. MAGA is morons are governing America. Your collars are proof of the morons supporting big orange moron 8647. My steam is I hope the DOJ goes back and prosecutes every member of the Biden administration clear back to jaywalking after kindergarten. Lawfare them and make them go broke defending themselves, just like they did the Trump administration officials. The haters keep texting and calling in their nonsense and then complain about the country being divided and how bad everything is. Just like Ronald Reagan said, they aren't the solution to the problem. They are the problem. The only person who gets more name drops on your show than Donald Trump is the boat guy, Little Wendell. I Googled Little Wendell and was shocked he doesn't actually sell boats. Metro News can't be honest about either of the above-mentioned men. Editor's quote. Or I should say editor's note, rather. It's Lou Wendell, not Little Wendell. Texter sends along a picture of the bat signal saying it's not just a signal, it's a warning. Oil could be $50 a barrel, and gas prices still $4 a gallon. These corporations are gouging us like always, according to this texter. When Reagan won his race overwhelmingly in California, only one Republican won a congressional seat. Gerrymandering. We don't need to know stinking gerrymandering. Let's see. Brad Smith for governor, according to the texter. I'm not doing that. This texter says, I understand that Lindsey Graham. No, I'm not doing that either.
304 Talk 304. Add it to the book. 304 Talk 304 is the text line. 800-765-8255. Last call for phone calls. Last call for readable texts. Steam release. We'll finish it up and we'll head into the weekend when we return. If you have a child who's a junior in high school or know someone that does, listen up. Here is your opportunity to win a full scholarship from the West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. It's the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is Monday, May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com. Again, application deadline is Monday. Go to wvmetronews.com, click the Apply Now button. It is the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program. More of your steams, and we'll cruise into the weekend. When we return, this is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose. Approach your retirement with confidence. With over 150 years of combined experience, the advisors of the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group provide advice and wealth management strategies to individuals, families, small businesses, professional offices, and institutions. With the Stike team, you'll have access to an advising team with extensive resources, a client-first mindset, and a passion for helping transform the lives of those we serve. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike today and join the team that's dedicated to your success.
Welcome back, class of 2011. Most likely to be a millionaire, didn't quite make it.
Hey, reunion's not over yet.
Over here, millionaire, smile.
Make room, people.
Who is that?
Congratulations to our very own Millionaire for Life!
Never too late, man.
You could win up to $1 million every year with Millionaire for Life. Play in store or online today. West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Last call for phone calls. Last opportunity to release your steam before the weekend. Got a couple of minutes to go. 800-765-TALK, 304-TALK, 304. The text line. Got $10? Then you've got a shot at $50,000. Grab the new scratch-off Lion's Share, where your ticket could be a big-time winner. And watch for that 5 times multiplier because your prize could be 5 times sweeter. Get your chance to win the lion's share of the prize today at a West Virginia Lottery retailer. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Let's go to Clarksburg. Anthony, you're up.
I heard that Republican politicians hate labor so much that their mamas had to have a C-section to bring them into the world.
Anthony, thanks for the call. That joke's been done. 800-765-TALK, but A for effort. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. 304-TALK, 304, the text line. Let's get some more of those text teams, TJ.
Texter says, Ethan named his wiener dog Little Wendell. New law on cars coming. Already law. Your car will have a camera monitoring you as you approach, and if you stumble and are not drunk, someone will determine. Okay. Got to get it right. Sorry. 304-TALK 304, Brad Smith for governor. He should be West Virginia's next governor. Look, Brad Smith's not a politician. He hasn't declared for any office. I'm not going to talk about his politics. Sorry. Pickles are the worst thing the human race has ever invented. Pickle producers should be jailed and punished for their crimes. Death to pickles, says the texter. You guys should put out a podcast that's adjacent to the show where you read the text the FCC says you can't read on the air. How much time you got? I mean, that's the question. 304-TALK 304. Dave, I'm looking back through to see if I missed any.
It's possible.
It's possible. Some of these I just, can't read.
Wait, it's not so much the FCC. Go back to the second guideline. Don't get us sued.
Yeah.
Dave, the joke was great. You're just a typical Republican without a sense of humor, says the texter. Okay. Follow the news of the day. Go to our website, wvmetronews.com, to keep up with what is happening across the state. Metro News Midday is coming up on many of these same Metro News radio stations, then Metro News Hotline and Sportsline later on this afternoon. Also, a reminder that we will be providing continuous election coverage. May 12th, election night, across the Metro News Radio Network and wvmetronews.com. Jeff Jenkins, Brad McElhinny, TJ, Greg Hunter will be here as well. We'll be keeping an eye on all of the statewide races. Of course, the U.S. Senate primary. We'll be keeping an eye on that. We'll have results up to the second results from around the state with our great team of stringers. We'll have somebody in each and every county keeping an eye and reporting back to us. So 5 hours of continuous coverage coming up election night here across the Metro News Radio Network and at wvmetronews.com. That's it. We're done. We're out. We're taking the rest of the weekend off. We'll be back here Monday morning at 10:06. Have a great weekend, TJ. Any golf in your future, by the way?
We can only hope, David. We can only hope.
We'll see you Monday morning at 10:06 for Sophia and Jake and TJ. I'm Dave. Talk to you then. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.